All right. Another little chat about being a dad in recovery. If you read the title, and I'll keep this short, I really will, I promise. If you read the title, this video really is talking about the fact, and I mean this is a fact, that so many of us had, yes, someday we thought in the future we would have kids, yes, that would be great, but if we were practicing addicts or alcoholics, the idea of having kids was scary as hell. And we certainly liked to be with women, and we liked to sleep with them, but we weren't planning on being a dad. How many of you? Put your hands up. Yes. It wasn't your plan. Certainly wasn't mine. I remember when Linda got pregnant, and I was like, holy shit. And I was pretty selfish and self-centered at the time, and I was 24 years old at the time. I was just a kid, and I was like, holy damn, I had no idea how to be a dad. I had no idea how to, commit to a relationship, how to be a family man. I was like, and it's funny. We wanted to get married. We didn't really want to get married, but we kind of needed to get married, and that was the thing of the day, right? And Linda was Catholic, and they wanted to give us a course at the Catholic Church, and I said, "No way, I know how to do this." I had no fucking idea, and I want to say that most men uh, don't, especially if they're, if you had your kids before recovery, before you sobered up, even after you sobered up, it takes so long for us to move from the selfish, self-centered, fear-driven life of the addict and the alcoholic to a place of loving, caring father. And my goal isn't to teach men how to be a dad in a sense of the practical, but a couple of things. I want to really lift the profile to help men realize how important the job is. It's so important. Our daughters and our sons need us. It's so important. It doesn't matter how old they are. It doesn't really matter how old they are. If they're 50, there's still a little boy in there that wants dad to approve. So they need us, no matter how old you are as a dad and how many things you've missed, or they need us. But anyway, we weren't prepared. Bottom line, we weren't prepared. We said, okay, I'll do this. But we didn't have any idea what it was we were agreeing to, really. And so here we are. And the other thing is, many of us swore we'd never be a dad like our dads. I'll never be like that so and so, but that isn't really a course in fathering. That isn't really you know, many of us, maybe you had a good dad, and or you've made peace with your dad, but I've interviewed a lot of men who have not made peace with their dad, and they're still carrying an anger towards their own father, and it's being repeated. It's being repeated. I met a guy recently that, God damn it, he's got 10 kids with 5 different women. And I got to say, how many? Well, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of involvement. God bless him. But, you know, wow. And so, yes, any, you know, buddy can make a child, but it's scary. Do you know what happens? You know what's really scary? It's the love. If you've ever been in a in a birthing room, or what, and I've been in a few, and like, gosh, I've been in a room, where I remember in Bali at a clinic, a birthing clinic, and it was a beautiful clinic, and I remember just being in the room, an hour after the birth, and you can feel the energy. It's just pure love. Would bring tears to my eyes, and so it's scary. That love, the love that happens when a child is born, scares the hell out of men. Men run away, because we feel so inadequate. We feel like we don't deserve that love. So we're going to talk about that in my Dad's in Recovery uh, day on the 29th of March. And, you know, if you've got the balls to come and look at some of those things, let's do it. Let's do it. I envision to having 75 men. And one of the things I want to have happen is I want men to know that they're not alone. All right? You're not alone. And you're going to come away from that day with a different idea about being a dad and an idea that you can only get from other men. You know, we're in this together. And our kids need us. It doesn't really matter how old they are. Our kids need us. So call your kids. Call them today. You know, if you've got a daughter or son somewhere that you're not calling on a regular basis, it doesn't matter how old they are, call them, you know. And if you live with them, you know, just stop whatever you're doing and go and give them a hug and tell them you love them. Okay? Love you guys. Thank you. Share this. You know, if you know any men who are dads in recovery, you know, I don't blame them if they're a little afraid of this, but because it's going to kind of expose some things, but it's also going to uplift you this time together, and that's my goal, is to help dad be. You know, every man wants to be that dad, and my job is to help you to grow into that and to realize how much you're needed. Okay. I run on. Love you guys. Love you men. And we'll talk. Share this. Make a comment. Say something. Text me. Call me. And let's get you registered. We're going to, you know, I'm having fellas, you know, just messaging and saying, I'm in, David. Let's do it. And excited. 29th of March. All day. Okay. Cheers.